And we are back again. I've just been making a bunch of filter videos with some hilarious filters, which was pretty fun. And yeah, I like encouraging people to make crazy videos, creative videos. You know, we shouldn't be doing just boring activism or just the same message over and over again. We should try and make it a bit more interesting, a bit different. Once again, as always, we'll be looking to do some debates on this stream. So we'll be hoping for people to join the queue and come up on stage and debate. Ask your questions. We've got Cora in the stream. We've got Big Button in the stream. We've got loads of our favourite people coming in now. Where did the makeup go? It was just a filter. So I wasn't actually using makeup. In fact, you know, I could probably put on another filter right now. You know, if we really wanted to. You know, funny story, on like one of the very first live streams I ever did, if not the first one, I accidentally put a makeup filter on and didn't realize it. So that was fun. Yeah, look, you got loads of filters. These ones are a bit soft. And then, oh yeah, it gets a bit more extreme. Oh yeah, look at that. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. All right, we've got Levi joining us. Levi, how you doing?
Yo, yeah, no, I was just gonna ask what's up with the makeup, but it was accidentally.
What, the videos? Yeah, oh, the videos, that was just for fun, basically, just for the hell of it, right? You know, I'm always trying new ideas with videos to see, you know, if something will go viral, something will, you know, get more people watching and hearing the message and learning about the end of suffering. So yeah, we should be trying all sorts of different things. If you're doing activism and you're making videos or you want to start, then yeah, you can be creative with it, right? You know, you should do just crazy stuff that you feel like, and that will get you making more videos, and that's better, basically. Yeah, you should make serious videos as well. Okay, we've got L coming on now from Death Note. L, how you doing? Konnichiwa.
Have you played GTA 5, bro?
Only at my friend's house.
Do you know the whole storyline?
No.
You should play, bro. It's peak.
Fair.
I'll give you the money, bro.
Hey?
No problem, no problem.
All right, thank you for that relevant input there, L. Right, so for everyone else, we should absolutely abolish suffering. It's the only ethical thing to do. Most people, unfortunately, they go through life only thinking about their own survival, but that's not good enough. We need a universal system for everyone. We need to be united, connected. Just the free-for-all that we have right now, where everyone is basically completely alone in this world, completely disconnected, right? No one's really going to help you apart from yourself. That's not good enough. That guarantees suffering, misery, poor conditions, right? An unfair, unequal world where you only fight for yourself, you only care about yourself. So no, we need to come together, create a universal system of safety from suffering, and basically sterilize the universe. So, I mean, essentially nature, what we've got right in the universe and on Earth, is the worst conditions possible for life, right? Nature doesn't care about life. It's the opposite of caring about life. It's literally putting life into extreme suffering and the worst conditions imaginable. So we've got the intelligence now to care about life, to set higher standards for dignity, for safety from suffering, for all life, right? A fair world for everyone. So we don't have to be animalistic anymore, just care about ourselves. We can create a fair world for everyone. And that means nobody is suffering. So you can't have a fair world where anybody is suffering so that some can have fun at their expense. That wouldn't be fair. So the only right thing, the only fair thing is nobody suffering. And yeah, the only way to do that is with extinction. You know, the alternative would be magic, right? You would need omniscience. Hello, how you doing?
Hello, why do you think people shouldn't get the choice by themselves?
Because nobody's choosing to be born, right? And then people
Yeah, but they
are
can still like kill themselves if they're really suffering.
well, that's not always true, though, is it?
Yes, it is.
What, without exception?
Well, there's probably some exceptions, but don't you think that people should get their own choice? Because there's like
Those
99% of people that do get
what
that
about the
choice.
exceptions? So they don't get a choice?
No, but you're saying that
You're
like
saying we should
they
ignore them
probably
and
do
make them
eventually, and you're
suffer.
saying that they will probably get that choice in the future, and everybody will come to death. Why do you want it to
So
come
you
so
don't care
fast?
if they suffer terribly?
Why do you want
So you don't care if they
such
suffer
a
terribly?
wait? Can I ask a question?
You're dodging a question.
Okay, ask again.
So you don't care if they suffer terribly?
Well, obviously I care. You just said
And
it.
how much do you care?
I don't know. On a scale of
So
what?
not very much, by the sounds of it. You seem to
By the
dismiss them
sounds of what?
immediately and say, well, no, they're not as important as the ones that don't suffer.
What?
You seemed to dismiss those who suffer terribly very quickly and to say that they're not as important as the ones who don't suffer.
When did I say that?
Because when I was trying to explain to you that not everybody has the luxury of self-harm, which ironically you think is a luxury, right? It's not a nice thing at all, actually, by the way.
Yeah, but then why? You're literally saying that everybody should die.
No, you're saying that nobody should be safe from suffering.
What?
So is anybody safe from suffering while they live?
No, obviously
Right.
not.
So
So you're just going to take that
nobody
right
should
away
have to
just
be in that
because?
danger.
What?
Nobody should have to be forced into unlimited danger like we are.
Unlimited?
Yeah, there's no limit on how much you can suffer in this world.
Okay, so say that does happen. Say you cause total extinction. You're saying that that causes a better world. What's the point of a better world if there's nobody there to experience it?
Well, the point is that life shouldn't exist in the worst conditions possible. It's not fair. It shouldn't be forced into the worst conditions possible. So it's better that they're not forced into that.
But then what's the point of anything?
Say again?
What's the point of having a morally
What's the
good
point of having
world?
safety from suffering? That's the kind of question only a selfish person would ask.
Why do you keep saying I'm selfish? Why do you assume so much about me?
Because the idea of people being safe from suffering seems to offend you.
Well, no, but I just think that
Well, yes, it does.
how do you know what happened? Do you think it's peaceful after death? Is that why?
So you're a religious person. You don't
I'm
understand
not
the way the world
religious.
works.
I'm atheist.
You sound pretty religious.
I'm literally the least religious person ever.
So why are you worrying about what happens in the afterlife then?
Well, because why do you think that it's going to be better?
Okay, yeah, you sound like the least religious person I've met, right? Who's really worried about the afterlife. That's what I associate atheism with. It's worrying about the afterlife, right? Yeah, you're a true atheist, I'm sure. Okay, moving on. Let's find someone who's an atheist and a real atheist, perhaps. Hello, how you doing?
Doing good. I agree with you completely.
Cool.
You know, having a condition myself and seeing people with conditions like me suffer so much, right? There's a live creator on here who has the same condition as me, and he's depressed. He's 32 years old. It's not me, by the way. It's someone I know. He is super depressed and he wants to unalive himself. And for us to want people on here with these incredibly painful conditions for someone's selfishness is ridiculous. That's selfish. You know, there's just a lot of suffering on this world, and, you know, people who live suffer, animals suffer, and this condescending attitude towards people with mental conditions, right? Where, oh, you just have to get through the pain, you just have to get over it, is very selfish. The pain you get from these conditions is incredibly painful. I mean, people don't know what it's like to live with these conditions like autism, ADHD, OCD, schizophrenia. They'll never know. And it's ridiculous that they gaslight us and say, oh, well, it's not that bad. I know this one person with autism. It's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically they evolved to just always not care about the sufferers and to basically strawman it to where, oh, well, I know someone that doesn't suffer.
Right. That's why I am an anti-natalist. I know you're one as well.
No, we're actually against antinatalism.
What are you then? Etholist?
Extinctionist. So you got
Okay.
antinatalist, and then you got ethylism, and then you got the upgrade, which is extinctionism.
Well, I would describe myself as an etholist, in between ethylism and antinatalism.
Yeah, the problem with both of those things is that it doesn't actually help create a universal system which will actually help everyone. So neither antinatalism nor ethylism encourage non-discriminatory activism, right? So we have to help animals, we have to help humans, farmed animals, wild animals, all life to be safe from suffering. And extinctionism is the only movement that is actually taking action to
Yeah, I
help
agree.
everyone.
I agree. Even animals, the way animals live is quite savage and barbaric. You know, a lot of animals eat each other, and that is just pure suffering, you know, for the prey.
Yeah.
And for the carnivores, if they don't eat, they starve. So honestly, I do agree with extinctionism a bit. I think it's pretty good to believe in extinctionism. Yeah, like, I've seen so much suffering, especially from people with neurodivergent conditions. And I agree, it's just too much. I think people need to go, you know, and with the barbaric things that happen in this world, and people just say, oh, get over it. You know, these things always happen. That's ridiculous. Just because it happens doesn't mean someone should experience this pain.
Exactly. Right? They're just looking for excuses and ways to downplay the suffering of others and to trivialize it. But if it happens to them, suddenly it's a drama. Anyone else, well, no, you shouldn't care.
Right. I
crazy.
mean, that's why I'm not having children. And then people will lambaste me and, you know, just nag on me for saying, oh, you know, you should have kids. You'll never know. It's like I've seen so much bullshit from people with neurodivergent conditions, from homeless people, and just from conflicts around the world and just these injustices, like court cases. It's like, how could anyone have kids? There's so much hypocrisy in this world where a criminal can get away with unaliving someone and then have a 250,000 bail. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
How can
Yeah.
these violent criminals walk on our streets and we
And
should
then they
just
can have kids as well.
right? And then the cycle continues. Those people have sociopathic criminals as their children.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to break the cycle. Badminton, thank you for coming on. You're absolutely right, except for antinatalism. Now, I won't blame you for not having a kid, but as extinctionists, antinatalism is actually bad for extinction. The more humans we have, the sooner we'll be able to actually end all suffering. So the fewer humans, and if we do antinatalism, there's a risk that humanity goes extinct, and then animals will keep suffering forever, for all of eternity. So we have to help those who can't help themselves first. So, you know, we can take care of ourselves, but animals can't take care of themselves. So we have to do animal extinction first. That could take hundreds, if not thousands of years. So humanity as the solution, the only vehicle, the only ones capable of ending suffering, we have to keep reproducing at least until we've done everything we can to help the world to be safe from suffering and to help animals to abolish their suffering, prevention of life, and finally forceful human extinction at the very end. And ideally, we'll be able to pass on the job to AI and robots who can continue to sterilize the universe for the rest of eternity after we've gone. Okay, we've got Now coming up next, Mr. Now. Bringing them up now. Hello.
All right, mate. So, all I'm going to say is a couple questions.
Okay.
And I just want you to answer. All right. So,
Okay.
what happens to the aliens after us?
Yeah, we should try and make them go extinct as well.
Yeah, so if we make our planet go extinct in 1,000 years, as you know, the universe is practically infinite and it keeps growing.
Yeah.
How the fuck are we getting all these aliens?
So we can potentially leave that to AI and robots to do it for us, right?
But the
And
issue
if we can't rely on them, then we'll have to continue on ourselves.
is, if you're making AI do it, then AI is living. So
Yeah, but AI
suffering.
is not being eaten alive. It's not got diseases. It's not got schizophrenia.
It does. AI can be eaten alive by computer viruses. It can die if it cuts out of power.
Yeah, but it's not.
AI will
It's
be
not
set.
going to have it's going to have a metal body, right? Instead of a fleshy body that can get pain from a mosquito bite and stuff like that. It's not going to have pain receptors.
Yeah, but the thing is, it does have pain receptors. It's just in a different way. It's just digitally
Well,
instead
you
of
can
biologically.
design it to be less sentient or even completely non-sentient.
You can't. You see, we've
Well,
designed AI.
do you think a calculator is alive?
No, I don't. But
Do you
what
think
I believe
ChatGPT is alive?
Let me explain what I'm going to say.
You're finished.
'cause
No,
I
you're
work-
finished. You're done. You're done. Okay. And even if the AI does suffer somehow, it's still going to be less suffering than what it will be able to prevent. Would you rather have, trillions and trillions of animals all over the universe suffering terribly, being eaten alive, or a hyper intelligent AI that maybe it feels a bit sad every now and then, but it's actually capable of preventing all of the other suffering? Come on, be serious, dude. You're finished. Okay, moving on. We have public spam coming up next. No, they've left. All right, we've got quite a few people in the queue. So let's see who wants to come up. Who will be next? Will they be this guy or will they be this guy? Hello.
How's it going, James?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. I just wanted to ask,
Why do you look so cute today, bro?
I can't help the way I am, but yeah,
Like, I think I might be a little gay for you, if you know what I mean.
that's
you accept that?
understandable. You wouldn't be the first
Would
one.
you accept my homosexuality for you?
Yes, I would accept your feelings. I won't condemn them.
Thank you, James. I feel really happy right now. Also, another question. Were you bullied as a kid? Be honest.
A little bit, but it didn't really get to me that bad.
Are you sure about that? It seemed like you were bullied quite a lot.
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's really influenced me too much.
All right. Did you have a girlfriend?
I do have a girlfriend.
You do have one right now.
I've had lots of girlfriends. Yeah. Do I look like the kind of guy that would struggle to get a girlfriend?
I mean, not physically, but maybe mentally. There's some thoughts going on inside that might prevent you from getting one.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're right, but it still happened anyway.
Hey, man, I still recommend you read the Bible and accept Christ in your heart, because you actually should.
It makes sense that he's interested in men because he's a Christian. They're all obsessed with death and crucifixion and blood and what do the priests do? They like they like certain things. All right, moving on. We have Lewis joining us next in the extinction zone. Lewis,
Hello. Hello.
do you have any questions for us?
Basically, were you possibly molested as a child? Like, I think that.
It's can you imagine if I was and it's like, right, that's it, extinction. No, I actually was not abused that badly as a child. No, I wasn't, okay? But you know what? A lot of people are, and that's why we should make them go extinct, so that they don't have to be abused. And you can say, oh, well, what about the ones who survive? Well, it's not fair on the ones who don't. So, you got to think about everyone. Hello, how you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm outside, so. But can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Right, no bother. So, I think you're right about life does cause suffering. Yeah. Life does cause suffering. I feel like you can't really argue with that. But I want to know more thoughts about, do you have any other ideas apart from extinction to keep life going?
No, the thing is, it's, you really have to raise the bar, raise the standards. So life only deserves to exist in certainty of safety, and only omniscience can provide that. So extinction is the only realistic solution to end suffering and to provide certainty of safety from suffering. So there really is no other realistic way. Look, in the future, if it 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, if it starts to look realistic that we can create omniscience, then we'll look into it at that point. But at the minute, it's far too unrealistic to be taken seriously. Jacob, thank you for coming up. And yeah, it's a bit noisy, so we're going to move on to someone else. So let's see who else we've got in the queue. Okay, bringing some more people up right now so that we can end suffering now. How do I join and help on this? Join the Discord. The link is on my TikTok profile to the Discord. We've got hundreds of people, lots of activists for extinction. Or you can Google search Abolish Suffering Discord. Hello, Jeff. How you doing?
Yo, can you prove me that you're a rational person and not like a stone?
Say again, sorry?
Yo, can you prove me that you're a rational person and not a stone? Or possibly like a damn fucking animal?
Can I prove that the animals suffer? Is that what you're asking, sorry?
No, I'm asking, can you prove me that you're not a damn fucking animal?
1 + 1 = 2. So, you know, that's... Sorry?
How do you know that? Where do you base your knowledge from?
It seems, the rule seems to hold up. It seems to be a consistent, coherent
like
rule.
this
I'm sorry, Jeff, if 1 + 1 = 2 is beyond you. Okay, you're finished, right? If you can't even do 1 + 1 = 2, you should be in, nursery, not on TikTok. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. I have a question for you.
Go for it.
So with this movement, if like, for example, we did cause total extinction, and like let's say everyone that's currently on Earth right now decided to stop having kids, and the extinction has been caused. But what about, let's say like the youngest person right now is, let's say 0 years old, like one day old, and they live to 120, and then after 120 years, all the humans have been gone. But like, what are we gonna do until we hit 120 years old? So how does me following this movement gonna do something until I die? It's not gonna cause me a benefit right now. It's only be a benefit for the people that come after us.
Right, so you only care about yourself?
No, I'm not saying I'm care about myself, but I'm saying how
Well,
can it
you're
help me?
saying that you only care if it benefits you, right?
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying how can it help me in
You
this
said,
moment?
yeah, how can it help you? Well, it's not about helping you. It's about helping others.
That's what I'm asking. I'm just asking for clarity. Like, I'm just saying, does it help me? That's not. I'm asking, is there a problem? I'm just saying,
Well,
does it
okay,
help me?
so for example, it helps me personally because we live in an incredibly irrational world, right? A world that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense, an upside down world. So even from a selfish point of view, doing activism helps me to create a world that I want to live in, a rational world, one that makes sense, that's run in an ethical and intelligent way, not the one that we've got right now, where criminals are having kids and abusing them, people are buying animals and abusing them. Like, you can do whatever you want, cause any suffering you want. It's crazy.
So would you say that you get fulfillment for focusing on just the people that come after you?
Well, again, it's not just about those that come out after me. Extinction could absolutely start within our lifetimes. We just have to do the best that we can.
Okay, fair enough. And also I have one more question. How long has it been since you come to this movement, and why?
I joined about 12 months ago when the movement reached out to me on Reddit and said they were trying to end all suffering. And I basically said, how can I help?
Fair enough. Thank you for answering my questions.
All right, no worries. Thank you for coming up. And we've got some spicy people in the queue. We're going to try and get them on. We've got some spicy meatballs. Working on bringing them up. Let's see who's next. Hello, how's it going?
Yo, hey, do you think Hitler was right for killing the Jews?
No, I do not. You know, what kind of question is that? Why are so many people obsessed with, you know, Mustache Man?
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Right. First question, how old are you?
Why do you ask?
Because I just want to know if you can have, like, if you're old enough to actually have a mature conversation and not remove people from like the live. It's just a question.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know.
34.
Close,
No,
32.
it's just because you have removed everyone else because you're getting proven wrong. Like, you think you're going to get proven wrong, so you removed everyone, and it's weird. You should just let people talk.
Okay.
Because
Well,
we come on here to, like, debate you, and you're just removing, and it's unnecessary.
Okay. Go for it.
Right. First question, why do you think total extinction should happen?
Because it's not fair for life to exist in the worst conditions. It shouldn't
That's
exist like that.
completely unethical. That's just...
Yeah, it's unethical for life to exist in the worst conditions imaginable. Yeah.
So you think you shouldn't exist?
We think that nobody deserves to exist in unlimited danger.
But it's not. It's life. Like you were talking about how animals are suffering by getting eaten, but it's life.
Food chain.
It's the food chain. Like that's what it is.
So if you were getting eaten alive, you wouldn't care?
Well, because that is how it works. That is how humanity works.
If you were getting eaten alive, you'd say, that's just how it works, I have to accept it.
If I was the prey,
go on, then.
fair enough. It just happens to be that humans are at the top of the food chain.
It's how they survive. It's not they're doing it out of spite or whatever. It's how they survive and how like.
So you think it's okay for any amount of suffering to happen, for someone to be forced into that without asking, and then to be tortured to death?
But it's what? So animals have to ask each other to be like.
Well, no, they're programmed to kill each other, right? It's a horrible existence.
Because it's their nature.
Right,
it's their nature.
But why does it being nature?
It's not suffering.
Whether or not humans were here or not, it would still continue. Suffering would still continue.
Yeah, so we should abolish it.
This is just such a stupid movement because you're talking about aliens. It's impossible.
How AI?
It's completely impossible.
It's not impossible.
It's not possible for everyone to be extinct. It's not a thing that can happen.
Why? That's not an argument.
Okay, how do you suppose we're going to do that? How do you suppose we're going to do that? Do you have a plan for everyone to be extinct? What is it?
AI.
No. So we grow the movement until we have enough people to make it happen. That's how every change.
So to make what happen? To make what happen? What's going to happen?
What, you all just come together and be like, oh, let's all kill ourselves?
No.
So then how is it going to happen? How is extinction going to happen? You're not just
done yet? Are you done? Do you want me to answer yet?
Okay, go on then.
So we have to grow the movement until we have enough people to start running the world ethically, which needs to happen anyway. It's being run by dictators and criminals. And then we start doing that. Yeah, and then we start doing animal extinction by euthanasia, while removing our dependence on them, research how life develops and evolution and how to prevent it, and then do as much as we can.
Without animals, so do you want us to eat? Do you want us to everyone? Are you a vegan?
We can remove our dependence on animals. We can make it so that we can continue without them.
So you don't want animals to be a thing? You want to abolish animals?
Isn't that obvious? Yeah.
Why?
Because they don't deserve to suffer. They deserve to be safe from suffering.
Okay. So you think you should kill them? That's even worse than them being safe.
So you think killing is bad?
Yeah, 100%.
So extinction is your friend if you think killing is bad?
I don't think killing is bad.
I'm talking. I'm in the middle of saying something.
Well, oh my... You're so immature.
Well, you're not letting me talk.
Okay, go on then, talk.
Well, thank you for your permission.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Anytime. You can talk now.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. Go. We're literally saying go.
Oh my god.
I don't want to talk anymore. You spoke over me.
Oh my god.
Well, look.
You are immature.
You are are such a backhanded person. You
All
wait,
right.
can I
Nearly
wait?
had a
No.
They're done. They're done. They're finished. Okay, they're done. All right, they're done. They weren't letting me talk, so you can't have a proper debate that way. And they weren't serious anyway. Link, how you doing?
I'm very well.
You sure?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Great. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah. So my question is, the whole like concept of the fact that everyone experiences this suffering, right? And the solution to it is just removing existence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But how could that be the alternative? Like how could that possibly be the alternative?
To what? To what?
Well, to life.
Well, yeah, life is the worst thing that could have ever happened. So for the sufferers, it really is just a pure hell, and they don't deserve that. Nobody deserves to suffer like that, right? So the only fair thing is for nobody to be in unlimited danger of suffering. And yeah, sterilizing the universe is a good thing because nature and the universe, it's literally the opposite of what's good for life. It's the worst thing possible for life. It's life in the worst conditions imaginable with no care, no help, no safeguards, no standards, no dignity, just extreme, pure lives of extreme hell, basically. So,
Right.
yeah, we have to protect life from being forced into that.
And also, I have a question surrounding how. So, I've seen a couple people mention Nazis and stuff like that, but how is this like not definable as a genocide, whilst it's literally the like complete?
All right, let's Google it. Let's Google definition of that. It's an international crime defined as any act committed with the intent to destroy a specific group, basically.
And in this case, the specific group is life.
Yeah, but I think it's more of like a specific group, like a subgroup, essentially.
Right. Okay. But this is so beyond me. Like I genuinely don't know.
Well, don't you think that we should make it so that nobody is begging for death and wishing they'd never been born? Don't you think that the only fair thing is to provide safety for all from having to suffer like that?
I mean, do you think that that's what every single person experiences?
No, I never said that.
Well, then,
But everyone is. But
such a-
everybody is in unlimited danger where it could happen to them. And so, for the unlucky ones, they suffer the worst consequences imaginable. Right? How is this a fair system?
But so your solution to this unfair system is the fair system of complete like erasure of life.
Safety from suffering. Complete safety from suffering.
But like, what are you defining suffering as? Physical suffering?
Oh, come on. That's it, Link. At that point, if you're asking silly questions like that, then you're done, right? You are finished. If that's the only counter-argument you have, define suffering, then come on. That's literally the worst counter-argument that people ever come up with. Define suffering. Like, at that point, you are desperate. Extremely desperate. Right? Definition and word games are for the desperate. Hello, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. So you talk a lot about suffering. So you say that suffering is all bad.
Do you think suffering is good?
I don't think it's good, but not all suffering is bad.
So you think some suffering is good, you think?
Yes. So, in my opinion, suffering helps someone to wait, so what do you think I think? Let me just ask you that because
Suffering is good.
So you think I'm a man who's screaming at you and that suffering is good?
No, but I would say that thinking suffering is good is a very primitive, childish, animalistic, ridiculous way of thinking.
Are you depressed?
No,
Genuine
but
question.
it's more about caring about abolishing suffering. It's like saying slavery is good, right? You wouldn't want to be on that side.
I'm not on that side, but
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it?
I just said that some suffering is good, not all suffering.
Well, that's an amazing argument. Thank you so much for those inspiring thoughts. You're done. Okay. You know what we need to get like a t-shirt for the show that says you're done, you're finished. That'd be good. All right, hello, how's it going?
Yo, hello, James.
Yeah.
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, good. Do you have any questions?
Is my mic quality good?
Yeah, it's all fine.
Or
It's
is it
fine.
bad? Okay, I have like 5 questions. So first, would you be the leader?
I'm one of the leaders of the movement. It's not a hypothetical, it's a real movement.
Okay,
It
okay.
already exists.
And about the suffering stuff, I've been through suffering and trauma and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I've did some research, and basically, so if you've gone through a long time of suffering, your body basically stops experiencing suffering, even the physical
No,
suffering.
no.
It's
No, that's
your
that's
body
not true.
releases good
No. That's not how it works.
chemicals that protect you.
No. You can be suffering for your entire life and you still suffer.
You mean
Well,
like
I think you need to
chronic pain?
educate yourself a little bit on that. The idea that everyone's safe from suffering because you only suffer a little bit and then it just stops. No, that's not how it works. Lots of people have been suffering for dozens of years, dozens of decades and decades, and they still suffer terribly. It doesn't just magically go away. Again, that's a very childish, sort of like naive, unrealistic way of understanding the world. A completely irrational way of trying to understand the world. Right, we have lots of more people in the queue. I'm trying to bring someone up now. Let's see if they will join us. We have Toby. Mr. Toby, hello.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, so I was just thinking like if your ultimate goal is to end all suffering, I'm struggling to understand how wiping out and killing a whole population and all animals is not going to include suffering within it.
Well, it would be less suffering than to leave it, right? So
No, it wouldn't though, because you'd have to forcefully kill everybody. And why would you want to do
killing
that?
is bad? You think killing is bad?
Yes, obviously killing is bad. Your
Okay,
whole thing
so-
is saying that's no.
So
Excuse
then
me.
extinction
Your whole
is your friend.
Chill.
You have much less killing if you do extinction. You have much more killing if you don't do extinction.
Well, that's just not true because you'd be killing the entire world.
Right, but the entire world gets killed over and over again, and that will keep happening for billions of years.
Well,
unless
what are
we
you
stop it.
even
Wait.
saying?
Do you
Okay, so
disagree?
do you propose like wiping out a population through things like euthanasia and stuff that's maybe less like less painful, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I see, and then I guess, but how I feel I struggle to understand how a whole entire population is going to be like convinced to do this. That's the only thing that I find extremely unrealistic.
Well, we're not going to convince the whole population. Most societal changes have involved a minority. So, when changes come through, like gay marriage and anti-slavery, it's always been against the majority, and it was a small group of people that actually cared to make the world right and to change it and do the right thing. So it's always a small group that are passionate, that make the change happen. The rest of the population, 99%, they just don't care about anything ever. And they'll just sit home 100% of the time and they just let whatever happens happen. So you only need a small minority to actually make the change.
I see. Okay. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you for coming on, and thanks to your girlfriend for her wisdom on the fact that billions of years of more killing and murder would be way less than if we just do it once and for all. Raven, hello, how you doing?
Oh, how you doing?
Good. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do have questions. You saying that the only thing that will stop suffering is if humans don't exist, like
Animals,
if they get
human, everything. Abolish it.
where is this coming from? Like hatred for humans or living things, or just like
It's more of a love.
hypothetical?
It's love and compassion for other beings, actually, to make sure that they're safe from suffering.
I don't think so. I think you're
Why?
covering something up.
Well,
You don't
do
love.
you have any evidence for that?
Well, you don't love something that you want to wipe out.
If you want something to be safe, then yeah, I think that's fair. It's not about wiping out; it's about providing safety. So yeah, it's about compassion, ethics, love.
Safety as dead,
Extinction
like-
is love.
What I don't get is like, you don't love the people. That's what I'm getting from it.
So you're on
basically.
this
Just
side.
like,
This is you.
yeah, I mean, suffering is not a bad thing. It's what is bad or good. Nobody who decides that, right? But like suffering, yeah, it's always been like that.
So suffering
It's
is
always
good.
been. It's good or nor bad. It's just suffering.
So if you're suffering, you wouldn't say, "Oh, this is bad."
Bad for me, but not bad for most people. Not
So if it's not, so if most people don't care, but it's bad for you, that doesn't count. It's not bad.
yeah. I mean, it's bad in my opinion because it's affecting me.
But it's not
everyone
bad.
else.
But even if you're suffering,
It's not bad.
actually
It's
bad.
just
It's not bad. It's not bad. So
Well,
so
do you
if
disagree?
you're happy, is that good?
For me, yeah, it's good.
But it's not actually good.
If you're happy,
But it's not actually good.
How's it is for me, but
But it might be good for you, but actually, it's not actually good. That's what you're saying, right?
I'm not saying. I'm
That
saying
is what you're saying. That
good
is
or
what you're saying,
bad.
right?
Good
That
or
is what you're
evil.
saying, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Okay,
good
you
or
said
evil.
that if you suffer and it's bad for you, that doesn't mean it's actually bad. So if you're happy and that's good for you, is that actually a good thing?
Only good for me. You said
Okay,
it.
Raven,
Only,
that's it. You're done. You're finished. Okay, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're saying just absolute nonsense and hoping that you won't be called out on it. Well, I am going to call you out to say that. Oh, well, that child is being tortured horrifically. It's bad for them, but if most people don't care about it, then it's not actually bad. That's a completely insane argument. That's completely ridiculous. It's actually the exact opposite. So if someone is suffering and it's bad for them, which usually it will be, obviously, then that's enough to make it objectively bad, right? If it's bad for one person, it's bad for them, then that's enough. That means it is bad, right? It doesn't depend on the majority of ignorant, selfish people to agree that it's bad for it to actually be bad. Okay? Okay, moving on. We have plenty of people in the queue, and we are going to bring them up. We've got Yaman joining us next, I think. Oh, no, we've got someone else. Let's see. But we're beaming them up. Hello.
Hello. What do you think about acceleratism?
We're against it. It's about making life worse, right? But actually,
Right.
humans are more compassionate and more empathetic when they can help others and they're not desperately looking after themselves.
I see. But isn't acceleratism basically just total annihilation?
No.
Right.
No, yeah, it's a silly ideology. It's literally saying we should create World War III because it will make the world better. That's just silly. Extinctionism is nothing to do with accelerationism. It's the exact opposite. We say, let's make the world better, not worse, right? Let's provide safety from suffering, not more suffering. Amber, hello, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Has Amber
Okay.
heard me?
No, different Amber.
Do you have any
So
questions?
I have a lot of questions, but my first one would be, do you yourself feel like you're going through maybe like an existential crisis?
I think every life form forced into unlimited danger is in a crisis, yeah, whether they realize it or not.
And do you subscribe to any, I mean, I doubt it, but like religious beliefs?
No, our movement is atheistic.
Atheistic, okay. And so if I understand it right, once the ball rolls on this, you want like a totality, no life ever again. Correct?
Yes.
Sounds lovely. How though? I guess the logistics of it are mind-boggling, given the fact that life is always.
Does it seem like too much effort?
I just don't know how it would be done. How could you make the earth uninhabitable?
It's very
and
easy.
then
Very easy.
do tell?
Well, just for example, right? This is not the way that we're necessarily going to do it, but just as an example, you could create a permanent eclipse on Earth pretty easily, right? In fact, we pretty much already have the technology to do that.
Okay.
So that would make the planet Earth just another planet like any other in the universe where it's cold, too cold to have life.
And then the bit on suffering, I don't think, I mean, I'm not for needless suffering. I think it's terrible. I know terrible things happen in the world, but what about taking a neutral stance on suffering? Neither good or bad.
Well, that allows
Just
for
is.
infinite cruelty, right? That says, go and abuse children. I'm neutral on it.
Okay. Do you feel like this is more of a philosophical debate than a
No,
practical?
suffering isn't a hypothetical. There are children and animals and people screaming in pain, screaming for our help right now. So it's not a hypothetical. We have to help them.
Okay. I'm not off board with you, but I'm not completely on board yet. But
Unless we
I'm gonna
do
keep
this,
watching.
children will keep screaming in pain. Animals will keep being tortured by sadists. Right? This is the only right thing to do. Nobody deserves to go through that. It's not fair.
So you don't think there might be steps in between how we are now and that total extinction that we could maybe try to improve?
No, it's not about just improving a little bit. What the standard that life deserves is certainty of safety from suffering. Anything less, and it is by default unlimited danger of extreme suffering. And so the unlucky ones will pay the worst consequences if we just allow it. So that's not fair. It's not right. You wouldn't want that to happen to you. And we should have a fair system, which means making sure that nobody is suffering.
Do you think getting this started, you would have to sorry, it's such a, I understand the concept, but it's a lot to wrap my mind around, of course.
That's all right. Amber, thank you for coming on. Feel free to keep watching. You can read our website, proextinction.com, and read the manifesto, the FAQ. And of course, you can watch more videos on my channel. And you can join our Discord as well and ask more questions there. Join the conversation on Discord. The link is on my profile. And you can also find the Discord by Google searching Abolish Suffering Discord. Yeah, man. Hello, how you doing?
You're right, mate. All I'm going to say is I've got a couple points,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I don't want you to blast me off. I am Neo because you removed me last time. If you say you want to move on to another point, just say move on. I've got a couple, all right? It's not going to be the same one as last time either. So, my first point is, with all of the life in the universe, it's pretty rare. And what you might say, it's pretty rare. Obviously, you got all the stars and stuff, they're very common. Why would you get rid of something that's very, very rare and almost very beautiful?
Because it might be beautiful to a selfish person, right? But if you're watching an animal screaming in pain, it's not actually beautiful. It's not precious. It's just cruel and unnecessary and unfair and wrong and horrible. So yeah, we should have a sterile universe so that life isn't being forced into the worst conditions imaginable. That's not fair. It's not right. Nature is essentially the opposite of good things for life. There's no dignity, no standards, no safety, no safeguards, no social, no safety net. It's literally like being thrown into a gladiator arena and being told to fight for your life. And then most of the time, you die, basically. So it's not a precious thing.
The end of
It's
it
a
is
horrible
death,
thing.
right?
Sorry?
The end of it, anyway, is death. And in death, you do suffer. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
But the issue with that is, I will say as well, this sounds a lot like the game Destiny 2 with the Witness. It wants a sterile universe, but the issue of a sterile universe is the universe started off sterile and then started to form. It's just going to happen again.
Well, so what? If you could help 5 out of 10 people, you just wouldn't bother?
I would say that it's not worth it now because
It's not worth it. It's not worth it for a selfish person, right?
No, but if
a
you
lazy
think this way,
person,
all
a
the
lazy,
grass
selfish
in the
person,
wild, if you continue to
an
mow the grass, if you
egotistical,
can
lazy,
maintain-
selfish person.
No, like what I'm going to say is, if say you wanted to mow every single blade of grass on Earth, there's so much of it that it's not even going to make an impact.
Yeah, no, it's not about getting a lawnmower and mowing every blade of grass. That's not an accurate thing.
No, but it's an equivalent. You want to get rid of
It's not.
life,
It's
okay?
different.
There's
It's
so much
different.
life in the universe that it's going to take an infinite amount of time.
Not necessarily.
How come?
Well, you can't say that.
Well, the universe is constantly expanding faster than the speed of light, and we're limited by the speed of light.
You don't know that.
We can't travel faster than that.
Well, we might be able to in the future.
It's physically impossible to.
We've had the internet for 30 years. I think we can advance on our understandings of physics over the next millions of years.
The internet uses copper cables and sometimes light, but even the internet is limited by the speed of light.
But yeah, man, we have all the time in the world, right? There's no limit on time.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question as well. So, would you find it a really good time when we have the heat death of the universe?
I don't know.
You know what the heat death of the universe is?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain that to me? Would you feel like that is a good way of achieving your goal?
I don't know. We haven't looked into that.
Would
But
you don't know that?
potentially, we would look into whether or not the universe is going to come back and whether or not we can prevent it.
Okay, and with obviously there being infinite time, we've got infinite time to bring back time travel, which means in an infinite amount of time, there will be life in this universe again, no matter what you do, because they will come forward in time.
Well, no, there's no guarantee that time travel will ever exist. And in fact, it looks much more likely that you can only, feel like you're traveling forward in time, but backwards time travel won't be possible.
But do you know if you stand on a certain part of Earth, you are technically time traveling because time goes slower for you than everyone else on Earth?
Yeah, like I said, it can feel like you're going forward in time, but that's it. Nothing
But
else.
the theory of relativity doesn't state that it's feeling, it's actually happening.
Yeah, well, either way, that doesn't really change anything that I said.
Okay, next point anyway. What if for these people, you might say they're selfish? Myself been through a lot of suffering. I don't think the way out is to kill myself. But don't you
Why
feel
not?
like that's selfish
Why not?
on
Why not?
yourself?
Why not?
Because the world's beautiful, the universe is beautiful, and we all have one chance here. So let's take that one chance and try and improve the world as best we
So
can.
you think it makes sense to just ignore all of the danger?
No, don't ignore the danger. Obviously, you try and stay away from danger, and obviously there is going to be people who.
But you should
do
ignore the
cause great
fact
danger.
that you'll never be able to fully avoid that danger, though.
Yeah, we'll ignore that fact because with your brain, inside your brain's constantly in danger of itself anyway. That's how we're wired, naturally. By nature, which you say is...
So you're just going to hope that you don't get into a situation where you're begging for death, wishing you'd never been born. You're just going to hope it doesn't happen.
I've already been through that and done that.
But
It's
it
not
could
worth
happen
going
worse,
there
right?
again.
It could happen worse.
What do you mean it could happen worse?
Well, that just proves it, right? You're completely ignorant to all of the danger that you're in.
I'm not ignorant of all the danger I'm in.
You just said it. You just said it. What danger?
Yeah,
You're
there is no danger in this room right now. The only danger is in my
Exactly.
body.
You're proving my point that humans cannot make rational decisions, responsible decisions. He's saying that there is no danger.
Not in this
He's
room with me
proving-
right now.
he's
The only
proving
danger that could
perfectly-
happen to me right now
Yeah,
is a heart
man.
attack.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming up. You have proven perfectly that humans cannot make responsible decisions, that they cannot think about suffering in an accurate or correct way, that they have evolved to literally think that there is no danger. It's fine. There is no danger. That's what he said. Right? You could get hit by a car tomorrow, end up with brain damage and chronic pain, begging for death, with no access to euthanasia. For the next 50 years, you're just wishing you'd never been born. But he's saying, no, there's no danger. So, I mean, that's just one example of like millions of things that can go wrong and terrible things that can happen to you. And he thinks that it doesn't exist, right? The chance of getting hit by a car doesn't exist. It's just doesn't exist. So that proves perfectly that people are completely just incapable of thinking rationally, right? So the rational position is to say, yes, I would rather not exist for very little benefit and reward at the expense of being in unlimited, infinite danger, where, you know, the upper limits of that danger, or, you know, going towards the upper limits, it gets very, very, very scary, okay? And it's so scary that people like Yaman refuse to even accept that it's real. They refuse to acknowledge it. But yeah, I mean, thank you, Yaman, for perfectly demonstrating my point that people think there is no danger at all, like 0% chance of danger, when actually there's unlimited danger everywhere. You could get brain cancer tomorrow, anything could happen. You get kidnapped by a torturer and then... Hello, how you doing?
Hi, I'm from Italy, so my English maybe not be the best.
Buongiorno.
Sì, but I try anyways. So I think that your theory is quite interesting. It reminds me of Schopenhauer philosophy. Do you know something about it?
Yes.
Okay, but I have some question to ask you. So first of all, do you think that suffering is part of life, or is life in his, or suffering is life?
It's a part of life, obviously.
Part. So the one who don't suffer have to sacrifice for the one who suffer.
But you see, no, it's not about that, because they could be suffering tomorrow as well.
Okay, but
So
maybe...
really, they are ignorantly thinking that, yes, they ignorantly think that it's an us versus them thing, that they would have to sacrifice themselves for the unlucky ones, but actually they're unlucky as well. And they could become even unluckier than the sufferers tomorrow, right? They could become the worst sufferer in the entire world tomorrow, right? So they're in unlimited danger.
Okay, so in a way you are saying that life is suffering, because if a person who don't suffer now, tomorrow will certainly suffer. So
No, I
life
never
is
said that. No,
suffering.
I never said that they would certainly suffer, but that they might
Okay.
suffer. It's possible.
Okay. Then another question: how would you concretely make the human race extinct?
Yeah, with euthanasia, or so ideally the best method, you know, the best way possible. Maybe it would be like a morphine opiate gas
Okay,
or
no,
something.
okay,
It's
but
like, ooh,
you...
this is nice. But
Okay.
if we don't have that luxury, we might have to hunt them down. We might have to round them up. We might have to chase them. We might have to look for them. We might have to, do things that we don't want to do. But so, yeah, we might have to use more extreme methods if they make it hard for us.
So you will kill or also the one who don't want to die.
Yeah, if they don't understand that they'd be better off being safe from suffering, then we'll have to make that decision for them.
Okay, but you know that maybe life will return also if
we
it's
should
difficult to
prevent
prevent.
that. We can prevent that from happening. We can try and prevent that.
How?
With science and technology.
But you,
we have all the time in the world to do it.
Okay. So it's an utopistic view that maybe happen in the future, not near future, but
No. We could already do it. So if we run the world today, we could immediately start doing extinction.
Okay. And but only on this planet. You don't think that there's life on another planet, so you think only on
No.
Earth.
We think that there is life on other planets.
Okay. And how would you stop life on the other planets?
So again, the only way is with science and technology. But so we will continue as humans for as long as it takes to try and help make the world safe. But if we can rely on robots and AI to do that, then we'll be able to go extinct a lot sooner, and they can continue to sterilize the universe for the rest of eternity, the rest of time.
Okay. So I think that maybe it's a good theory, but it's very difficult to actually make this.
But just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do.
And but the only thing that I haven't understood yet is that maybe suffering is part of life. I'm not saying that suffering is good, but maybe suffering is. How would you define joy if there's not suffering? Is part of the same medal, I think.
No, it's nothing like that. It's just you don't need it. Get rid of it. Throw it in the bin.
And maybe the thing that the other guy was saying. So maybe if a man suffer, so I think that how can I say it?
Porco Dio, Valuigi. Come on, andiamo. All right, thank you, Valuigi. It was good having you. And we're going to move on to someone else now. Victor, hello.
Hello again. I was there yesterday already.
Yes.
And I thought about your argument and all that. And now I do think you are right.
Oh, shit. Actually, I'm going to have to go. I'll be back in like 10
Wait,
minutes.
just leave me one argument, okay?
Well, the door's about to ring, so I really have to go.
Okay, even
I'll
if
be
you
back.
are right, you don't have the right to decide about others. That's all I have to say.
The government already does that, and that's never been the world. No one's ever needed the right to do anything. That's silly. Anyway, we'll